Morning. We have another rain day. It's currently raining. It's supposed to quit raining around 1 p.m. this afternoon, or give or take. So it's like gonna rain most of the day. And then it's supposed to start back up around 5, I guess, from what the weather hour by hour thing's supposed to do, but whatever. So we're not in the fields cutting. So I brought this in. This hydraulic cylinder right here needs to be rebuilt. I have the seal kit over there. I rebuilt the other one a couple weeks ago. You guys seen that video? And this one is leaking in the same spot. So I'm going to tear this one apart, rebuild this one as well. Also, I have the bracket to put the shank back on right here. It's a different style bracket because this plow is obsolete. So this style bracket right here that broke is obsolete. They don't make it no more. So they built a new bracket in replace of that one. So we're gonna try it. It looks beefier, looks stronger. So basically, as those brackets break, I need to replace them with the upgraded ones, which of course costs more money. And this is the new style bracket, which it is considerably beefier, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll try them out, plus all the extra hardware that goes into that. At any rate, I need to clean my workspace up, pull that hydraulic cylinder off, get it over here, get it torn apart, redo the cylinders, or the seals. That way I can get it back on, so on and so forth. But again, dealing with hydraulic oil, I'm not gonna nasty up my camera. So I'm gonna put gloves on and get the thing pulled off, because it's also very wet right now because it left it outside in the rain. I wasn't thinking, or I would have brought it in yesterday. I got to pull those hydraulic hoses, pull those pins, get that cylinder over on the bench so I can start tearing it apart. Everything's muddy, oily, nasty. I'm going to put gloves on and not nasty up my camera. So I'll be back. All right, I got it off, got it cleaned up, sitting on the vise. This little black tab right here, you got to get in there with a screwdriver and pry that tab up, and then twist this thing off, and a wire comes out of there. And I don't know if you can see it, but in the bag here, this wire right here, that acts as threads basically to lock this cylinder head into the casing. So basically what you do is you twist that wire out of this hole here, and then you can get in there and pry this apart. It's a very simple design. I actually like the design, but if you don't know what you're doing with it, it can be very tricky. And I learned that from the last one. So I got it started. So you guys can watch this wire come out. Just like that. Now this thing, you're gonna have to get in there and pry it up, but this whole thing will slide out now. So this one was a little more stubborn, but it came out of there. I just had to be a little patient and get it to work its way out. That's what it looks like. Ugh. I ended up getting oil in my camera. Alright, I got the hydraulic cylinder on, hooked up. I'm going to start the tractor, raise it up, lower it down a couple times to make sure everything equalizes out. But I did notice, as the points wear down on the plows and field cultivators, things like that, you have to constantly level the machines. Because you want the machines to run level in the ground, otherwise it's not doing what it's supposed to do. And if you look, the front points there are touching the ground and the backs are up like 1.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up and down a couple times, make sure it works. And then I'll back the machine up and set it down on the concrete, and then that way I can level the machine while it's in here. I guess I got to put that shank on too. Duh. I think I used the small crescent wrench before. That looks way better. Way better. I like that. Alright, now I gotta get that shank on. And I think this will be good to go again. I don't know how long it'll last before something else breaks on it, because it seems like this thing constantly breaks. I don't know if I'm a fan of this new design, because this is the bolt and bushing that John Deere used to put in there. Hang on, let me set you down. This is the new bolt. See the size difference? And then they put the bushing, goes through the shank all the way around, and you just slide that bolt in there. I don't know if I'm a fan of this design. They're using the same size bolt as the spring before, because this was a smaller bolt than that. Now they're both the same. And they don't even use a bolt up here, they use a pen now. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this, but whatever. The engineers know better, right? What the heck? Garbage. Yeah, that works great. Junk. Guess I gotta get a jack. That ain't gonna work. piece of junk. Alright, that should be it. I really don't know if I'm a fan of that design, but I don't know. I mean, the springs all look the same looking down there. It is a beefier plate, I will give them that, because if you look at the thickness here versus here, it is a much beefier plate. I just don't know if I like how they made a smaller bolt down at the hinge point and put a pin in with the spring. I don't know. Maybe the pin is, you know, most farmers carry hammers with them. So maybe the pin, they figure with the pin they can just beat it out with a hammer and a punch. I didn't fix it in the field. I don't know. Who knows? Look at this. The sun's out. Shh, don't spook it. It was literally raining like 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, somewhere in there. Because I was in here doing some cleaning up. And I mean, it was raining and everything, and I was just like, I shut the doors because it was getting cold in here with the breeze. Now the sun's out. Hopefully it stays out. I'm tired of the rain already. I did fix my bench vise too. The little jaw thingies broke off, and I had to drill them out and put a easy out in there and easy out the bolts out and find new bolts for it, but got her up and going again now. Alright, I think I'm going to end the video here. I got a lot of little stuff accomplished today that I've been wanting to do for a while. The biggest thing was that plow. I got the plow done. I got my bench vise done. And we got some stuff cleaned up around here, and it was a good day. And now it's like almost 5 o'clock, I think, or 4:30, something like that. And it's so wet out I can't do anything, so I think I'm gonna go home. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.